The impact of the city infrastructure have been severe, with the reports collapsed bridges and damaged roads, hindering rescue efforts. The metro network, a lifeline for many communities, came to gripping half of the tunnels become submerged, great compounding the chaos. In a shocking turn of events, Barcelona, Spain, find itself grappling with a catastrophic flood, leaving the city and its residents in the state of turmoil. Torrential rain, unprecedented in their intensity, unleashed havoc in the region, overwhelming grazing system and triggering widespread inundation. As streets transforming in the region, rivers emergency service will be mobilized to aid those affected by the calamity. Brave first response and launching rescue missions wading through the waist deep water to reach stranded individuals and families trapped in their homes. Helicopters swayed above, plucking people to rooftops, and floodwaters continued to rise. As the day progressed, images in submerged cars uprooted, trees and debris strewn streets circulated on social media, painted a grim picture of widespread destruction. Residents clad in the rain, sacked clothing, and were seen banding together to other assistance, displaying admirable resilience in the face of adversity. The floodwaters have also taken to toll Barcelona's circulate culture heritage and icon landmarks, including a former Sagrada Familia and historic buildings, are witnessing water separate structure damage. Germany found itself in the grip of South Gustav, the tempest unprecedented magnitude that swept across the nation, leaving destruction and chaos in the wake. From the northern coastal regions to the picturesque rural landscape on the South Gustav relentless to the test of resolve and resilience of the German people. In the Hamburg, Europe's second large port city, in the storm unleashed in the water of resilience force. High winds whipped through the streets, caused havoc and disruption, while torrential rain transformed roads into rivers. The city's flood descended put at the test on authority worked tirelessly to protect vulnerability areas from the inundation. As Gustav swept inland, Berlin bears in the brunt the fury of iconic landmarks such as the Brandenburg Gate to Berlin Wall, standing the silent witness of nature's awesome power. Streets are deserted as the residents seek shelter from the storm, while emergency service come ready to respond to calls to assistance. In the rural Bavaria, communities rally together in the face of adversity, offering support and solidarity to those in need, and the farmers work tirelessly to secure livestock to protect crops and some stock, while villagers come together to clear debris to ensure the safety of their homes. Transportation networks greet and halt Gustav Fury disrupted rail and road travel across the country. Flights are grounded, trained, and deployed to have become impossible to follow. Trees and debris block vital roads. Yet amidst the chaos, emergency working tirelessly to keep essential service running to ensure the safety of the public. As Gustav finally begins to reset, Germany emergency battery to unburden limited determination to rebuild and recover. Communities come together to assess the damage, offering support to assistance to those in need. The spirit of resilience burst bright across the nation, reminding the world of Germany's strength and determination in the face of adversity. The Italian government, its collaboration with the local agencies, is deployed to rescue to mobilize aid to assist those facing the deep consequences to this natural disaster. The national unity is solidarity pledging support to help the affected communities recovery and rebuilding the aftermath of this devastating flooding in the Hampstead. Italy finds itself grappling with the devastation aftermath of dual national disaster as torrential flood and forest hailstorm wreaked havoc across several regions. Picturesque landscape have transformed into a scene of chaos and destruction, and home submerged and farmlands plummeted by ice. It one can only describe the cruel twist on the fate. Communities from the northern Alps to the southern Mediterranean coastal line have broken the burst of this catastrophic event. Rivers flowing by relentless downpour burst their banks in inundated towns and villages in their path. Streets that once bursted with the life now resemble turbulent rivers forced residents to flee high ground. Adding their misery, the relentless hailstorm stuck with the unfluid force, turning streets into ice river and blanket field and a chilly plate of ice. Transportation network are likely to be severely impacted, with the destruction expected to cross any travel. Airlines have already begun preemptive cancellation and delays, with the train service operation are reduced schedules in anticipation of adverse weather conditions. Drivers are being urged to exercise extreme caution, particularly on the highway and bridge where crosswind is especially dangerous. Emergency services are on a standby by response to incidents that may arise as a result of the storm, with the extra personnel deployed to high-risk areas to ensure the swift coordinated response. Local authorities have set up emergency shelters to those displaced by the storm, are working closely to community organizations to provide support to vulnerable population and challenging night ahead. The townspeople know for their The importance to staying informed to hear the offshore warning cannot be outstated. The storm's unpredictable nature makes it essential for residents to remain vigilant to take necessary precautions. While Turkey is no stranger to extreme weather events, it currently storms severe stark reminder of vulnerability of coastal region and the importance of reduced disaster preparedness. As the nation grapples with the immediate challenges posed by the storm, discussion about the long-term resilience and adaptation strategies are likely to gain promises to aftermath in the natural disaster. The storm's impact on the Turkey infrastructure is becoming increasingly evident, with the reports of power outage, fallen trees and localized flooding. Emergency services are working tirelessly to address this issue, but the sheer scale of the storm is testing the limits to their capabilities. In addition, the immediate drainage system to storm concerns about the aftermath are growing. Landslides, a killer region, and potential disruption are critical services such as the healthcare and communication network are significant worries of also. The Turkish government has called to NFLAG to force urgent citizens to assess their neighbors and follow safety guidelines. The economic implications this storm are also the case of applications. The disruption to the transportation or commerce could have a lasting impact on businesses, particularly those in tourism and agriculture sector. The time in these storm conditions in tourist season in the coastal areas adding the extra layer of complexity to challenges forced by the local economies. With the memories still fresh to the past storm have worked havoc across the country, including the devastation Xavier in 2017. Generals are talking in the threat to Gustav series and embracing themselves for the what could long a child through the affected areas left a trail of shattered windows and dented hackers in its wake. Local authorities have been working tirelessly to provide aid to support those affected by the scare and the disaster and scheduled rescue team. Emergency shelters have been stopped to offer refuge to displaced families, while search and rescue teams navigate treacherous conditions to locate those with miles stranded or trapped. Italy's historic agriculture and a cultural hierarchy have also fallen victims in a dual onslaught. The impact of the city infrastructure have been severe, with the reports collapsed bridges and damaged roads hindering rescue efforts. The metro network, a lifeline for many communities, came to gripping half of the tunnels become submerged, grave compounding the chaos. In a shocking turn of events, Barcelona, Spain, finds itself grappling with a catastrophic flood, leaving the city and its residents in the state of turmoil. Torrential rain unprecedented in their intensify unleashed havoc in the region, overwhelming grading system and triggering widespread inundation. As streets are forming in the region, emergency service swiftly mobilized to aid those affected by the calamity. Brave boats responding, launching rescue missions wading through the waist-deep water to reach stranded individuals and families trapped in their homes. Helicopters swayed above, plucking people to rooftops and floodwaters continued to rise. As the day progressed, images in submerged cars approached, trees and debris strewn streets circulated on social media, painted a grim picture of widespread destruction. Residents clad in the rain, sacked clothing, and were seen banding together to other assistants displayed admirable resilience in the face of adversity. The floodwaters have also taken to toll Barcelona circulate culture heritage and icon landmarks including a former Sagrada Familia and historic buildings are witnessing water separated structure damage. In the heat of Europe, Hamburg, Germany's second-largest city in the facing an unprecedented environmental crisis. The city, known for its rich history and vibrant culture, has recently been in the forefront of the catastrophic flood, highlighting the severe impact of the climate change. In the early hour of the morning, the residents of Hamburg woke up to a city submerged underwater. The Elbe River, which has been a lifeline of the city of centuries, transformed into a source of devastation as it burst their banks. This sudden flood has not only disrupted the daily life of the citizens, but also raised serious questions about the city preparedness for such natural disaster. Emergency services have been working tirelessly to rescue those trapped in their homes and provide relief to affected areas. Temporary shelters have been stopped across the city to accommodate those displaced by the floods. However, the task is monumental, but the city resources are scattered thin. The impact of economy is clearly devastating. Hamburg, a major port city, has seen maritime activities for height affected by not only the local economy, but also having ripple effect across Europe. The flood in Hamburg can start reminding of a real times of climate change. Experts have warned that such extreme weather events are likely to become more frequent and intense due to global warming. The storm, characterized by intense wind and heavy rainfall, left a trail of destruction throughout the region. The storm approached meteorologists warning of the potential impact, urged residents to take necessary precautions. The Bavarian government activated emergency service preparing the worst-case scenario. Schools were closed and public transport was significantly disrupted as a safety measure. The storm's arrival was marked against winds that approached trees, damaged buildings, and disrupted power lines. In several towns, roofs were torn off houses, and streets were littered in debris. The fierce winds, reaching speeds of over 100 km/h, passed severe throughout the residents' safety. Heavy rainfall accompanied the winds, leaving a flash floods in low-lying areas. Rivers and streams overflowed, inundated streets and homes. Emergency service working tirelessly to rescue people trapped in their homes to provide temporary shelters for those displaced by the flooding. The agriculture sector suffered significant losses, with many farms reported damaged crops and infrastructure. The storm also impacted wildlife, where the reports on habitats began destroying animals being displaced. Throughout the ordeal, and the resilience of Bavarian people was evident. Communities came together to support each other, and volunteers helping to clean up efforts and provided aid to those in need. The government pledged financial assistance to those affected by the promise to review its disaster management plans to better prepare for future storms. As Bavaria begins to recover, the storm serves as a reminder of increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, likely linked to climate change. Experts call for more robust measures to mitigate the impact of such events and for greater investment in sustainable practices to protect the environment. The ammonia sun are hands down painted over rooftops and cars. As the storm approached, troops across the country are heeding the warning, taking necessary precautions, are hoping for the best day they face the challenges presented by nature unpredictable faces. The coming days will aggravatively test the resilience and preparedness of the Turkish people and to navigate the impact of this powerful storm. In the dramatic tone of when Turkey found itself in the grip of a formidable storm, its nature unleashed its full force across the nation. The storm, which will begin intensified over the past few days, has prompted our authority to issue warning and take precautionary measures to ensure the safety of citizens and property. The Turkish Meteorological Service has classified the storm as severe weather event with the strong winds, heavy rainfall, and potential flooding expected in the region. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable, with the storm surge posing a significant threat in low-lying areas. Cities along the Irigan and Mediterranean coast, including Istanbul, Izmir, and Antalya, are on high alert as the storm trajectory suggests that it swept across this densely populated area. Residents have been advised to secure loose objects, reinforce windows and doors, and possible evacuate to safer locations. Germany fired itself in those nature fury as Storm Gustav sweeps relentlessly across the country, leaving a trail of destruction in its way. With the wind's howling speeds reached up to 100 km/h and the rainfall intensified, our authority have issued widespread warning urging citizens to take immediate precaution. The northern region of Germany, both of Gustav, initial Oslo, and the coastal areas, experienced fire winds and pounding waves. Hamburg, a city accustomed by maritime weather, faced inundation from the storm surge, prompting our authority to close food, barriers, and deployed emergency response team to those inhabitants. As a Gustav barriers export, it impacted it across the major urban centers such as Berlin and Munich. The iconic landmarks of the capital city tumble onto Oslo and related years, where cities become rivers as rain pours down adapted. In the Munich, Bavaria, bustling metropolis residents huddle in dirt as trees sway previously outside the breeze litter in the streets. Transportation networks grease and halt on the storm fury disrupted air, rail, and road travel. Airports scrambling the dirty flights and ground planes altogether, while railway operations struggle to mountain service amidst the current recent debris on the tracks. Highway resembled obstacle caused driver navigate treacherous conditions, with authority urged extreme cautions to advise against unnecessary travel. In the rural areas, farmers rest against time to secure livestock and safeguard crops on the onslaught and the wind and the rain. The agriculture hinterland of Germany faced dual threat to crop damage and potential flooding, and in the western nation all the relentless from the impact of the storm. Emergency service working tirelessly to respond to incidents, reducing standing motorists clearing debris from the roads, and ensure the safety of the vulnerability communities. Shelters are opening by providing refuge and those displaced by the storm, offering the warmth and respite from the relentless onslaught of nature war. Amidst the chaos resilience of German people shines through. Neighbors band together to help one another weather the storm. With the memories of the past calamities fresh in their minds, communities enter the solidarity, demonstrating the strength and spirit that defines Germany resolve in the face of adversity. As Gustav Furor begins to wear in the skies gradually clear, the Bavarian state government has declared a state of emergency in the affected areas, and the emergency services have been working to clear roads and assess the damage. Many roads have been blocked by debris, making it difficult for emergency service to reach those in need. In Bavaria, Germany, a violent hailstorm has caused extensive damage to homes, cars, and crops. The storm struck on Tuesday afternoon and lasted several hours, unleashing large hailstones that pelted the region. Basements were flooded, trees were downed on public roads, and police reported several traffic incidents involving hydroplaning. Firefighters reported that rainwater was falling from fields and meant down in the streets, houses, and basements. Germany authorities have issued new weather warning after deadly storm hit Central and Southern Europe. Germany fought itself on the front lines in a fierce battle against the relentless force of nature's storm Gustav, unleashed further across the nation. From the northern shores to the southern plains and the continent, the country spared from the water and the powerful tempest. The coastal areas such as Hamburg and Bremen and Halle wind blew up towering when they crashed against the seawalls, pushing to beach defense and inundated flow-line areas. Residents huddled indoors, breaking themselves on the author, while the emergency responses stand ready to spirit in the action and their moments notice. As Gustav buries inland, urban centers like Berlin and Frankfurt become battleground against the element. In the rural communities, farmers and villagers mobilized to protect their livelihood in the name of Gustav's onslaught. Fields are flooded and the groups are battered by the relentless rain imposed on the threat to food security and the economic stability. Yet, amidst the chaos, the resilience of the German people shine through. Neighbors come together to lend a helping hand in the face of adversity. Transportation network, grid and help and train are delayed, flights are cancelled, and highways become impossible. Travelers are stranded, unable to reach their destination, as Gustav wreaked havoc on the infrastructure across the country. Yet, despite the disruption, emergency service worked tirelessly to keep vital lifeline open. They ensured the safety to those in need. The economic impact of the natural disaster through the year to the fully Queenfield is expected to be significant. As the storm passed, the relentlessness of the Sicilian people shone through. Communities band together, aid the cleanup efforts to provide support to those hardest hit. Social media was abuzz with the emergencies, with the messages of solidarity and offered assistance, showcasing the indomitable spirit of the island's inhabitants. Meteorologists have attributed the severity of the storm and combination of climate factors, emphasizing the increasing unpredictability the weather patterns. This event severe stark reminder of the challenges faced by climate change, underlining the urgent need for sustainable environment policies. The Italian government response to the crisis plunged full support to the recovery force. Prime Minister, in a statement, assured the allocation for reps and resources to aid affected areas. Moreover, he emphasized the importance to bolstering Italy's infrastructure will extend to such extreme weather events in the future. As Italy embarks on its journey to recovery, the already has sparked international conversation on disaster preparedness and climate resilience. The storm weapon test on the island fortitude had also been a catalyst for unity and reflection of the importance to collective action in the face of environmental challenges. The German government has urged citizens to need the advice of authorities and stay informed throughout the official channels. Germany emerged better than improved, ready to rebuild. Europe finds itself in the grip of tempestuous battle with the nature of what the powerful storm swept across the continent, leaving a trail of chaos and disruption in the way. From the wide-swept coast in the Ireland of the snow-blanket streets of Scandinavia, millions are grappling with the ferocious of elements. In Ireland, where coastal communities are decimated by the burst of Atlantic gales, the storm surge has battered shorelines and swept waves crashing against the seawalls. Authorities have issued warning urged residents to remain indoors in case of winds route speed exceeded 100 km per hour. Through a turn to uproot the trees and damage infrastructure. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, transport network have ground the hail of the storm and left the fury. Flights have been cancelled, trains delayed, and roads rendered through by falling debris. Emergency services are working tirelessly to clear roads and restore service, but the sheer force of the storm presents a formidable challenge. Across the English Channel, mainland Europe is not spread from the temperate range. In the France, torrential rain has triggered flooding in low-lying areas. pressing residents to evacuate their homes. The iconic Iliad Tower stands sturdily amidst the tumult as a symbol of resilience of the face of adversity. In the German where the winter chills still linger, heavy snowfall exacerbating the chaos disrupting both the urban and rural life. Schools are closed, businesses shuttered, and public transportation paralyzed as the country grappled with the dual onslaught of the storm and wind. For the east in Scandinavia, the stormy Arctic grip, twin layer of blizzard continuation swept across the landslide. Norway, Sweden, and Finland are blacking in the snow with the visibility reduced in northern some areas, despite their reputation of resilience in the harsh winter. Germany is in high alert as a powerful storm system swept across the nation, bringing with the violence wind, torrential rain, and through it widespread disruption. The German Meteorological Service has issued severe weather warning for the vast stretch of the countries, urged residents to take precautions and remain vigilant. The storm dubbed Gustav by meteorologists is expected to make landfall in the northern Germany before rapidly moving eastward and engulfing major cities such as Hamburg, Berlin, and Munich in the past. With a gust of 100 km per hour are forecast posing significant risk to property and public safety. Authorities have cautioned against unnecessary travel and advised residents to secure loose objects outdoors, such as furniture and signage, to prevent them from becoming hazardous, projecting its strong winds. Additionally, residents in low-lying areas are being urged prepare to possible flooding in a heavy rainfall could lead to overflowing rivers and localized inundation. With a darkened sky and ominous cloud gathering about the iconic landmarks, including the Iliad Tower and the Notre Dame Cathedral, the bustling streets in the parish are pounding their crowd with the anticipation with a sting of urgency. Local authorities have urged citizens to execute cautions to stay indoors and the storm intensify escalates. Weather forecasts predict that the temperatures of bring heavy rain accompanied by the foreign gust of wind, posing a significant threat to the city infrastructure and public safety. The potential for flash floods and power outage has risen concerns about the amount of offshore who have implemented precautionary measures to minimize the impact. Continue to coverage the storm intensity wind attention weekend for UK. Updates to involved station.